Earlier, he said he regretted appointing Mandelson and would not have done so if he knew what he knows now.
The victims of Epstein have lived with trauma that most of us can barely comprehend. And they've had to relive it again and again. I am sorry. Sorry for what was done to you. Sorry that so many people with power failed you. Sorry for having believed Mandelson's lies and appointed him.
Donald Trump has hinted that he'll agree the Chagos Islands deal, describing it as the best Sir Keir Starmer could make. It comes just weeks after the US president slammed the deal as an act of great stupidity. The deal would see the UK transfer sovereignty of the islands whilst leasing back a joint UK-US military base on the largest island, Diego Garcia. In a social media post, Mr Trump warned the US could militarily secure the base on the island if the lease agreement ever falls apart. Downing Street said Sir Keir Starmer had discussed the Chagos Islands with Trump earlier today, adding that the UK and US would continue to work closely on the implementation of the deal. And an Iranian asylum seeker who came to the UK illegally on the back of a lorry in July of 2024 has been sentenced to 7.5 years for sexually assaulting a teenage girl. 29-year-old Ahmad Reza Khalafi previously pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting the teenage girl at St Albans Crown Court in December last year. Well, he was handed a 4.5-year custodial sentence and a further 3 years on licence. Khalafi was granted refugee status in the summer of 2024, claiming he'd face persecution if he returned to Iran after converting to Christianity. His victim, 19-year-old Abby Johnson, who has waived her right to anonymity, told GBNews she wants to save someone else from going through what she went through. Those are the latest headlines. It's over to Patrick.
Take the GB News family with you on any device. As long as you have an internet connection, tune into GB News anywhere on the planet or beyond.
Hold on to your hats. It's all kicking off on Friday's newspaper front pages. Let's start with the Daily Mail. Angela Rayner, I'm ready to go. That's right. She's ready and raring to go. She's saying to her friends, apparently, that she wants Starmer's job. It's happening. It's happening for Ange. The Independent. PM, I am sorry for believing Mandelson's lies. And the problem for Keir Starmer, of course, is that it looks and sounds a little bit like he's trying to make himself a little bit of a victim here. Look, hey, I'm a victim too. Well, that hasn't washed. And what I will say about the Independent's front page is that that is now a slightly old story, as you are about to find out from some of the other front covers. The Metro, PM battles survival. Yeah, well, that's an understatement. But The Guardian, here we go. Starmer in appeal to Labour MPs as pressure grows for number 10 reset. And we're going to get a bit more detail on this because Matthew Larser is across it. But as I understand it, he had already pre-booked in a load of Labour MPs and their families.
And their partners, yeah.
And their partners to come for... Is it a weekend at Chagos?
No, it's just an evening.
Just an evening.
Yeah.
Just an incredibly...
At least he gets to close the door on them.
Just the most horrifically awkward evening ever at Chequers. Like, whenever, you know, just think, hey, come to Chequers, come to my retreat. It'll be fun, we'll touch base, we'll plan a reset, fine. And then it turns out that it's the biggest scandal... boss is Profumo, and he's allowed the friend of a convicted paedophile to become the US ambassador, and it looks like everyone wants him out. So, be interesting to see who went to that meeting, won't it? The I paper, Labour's women in grey suits may be sent to number 10 to tell the Prime Minister to resign. And this is because I believe, again, that obviously in light of the Epstein and Mandelson debacle and the way that clearly women were treated, predominantly by Epstein and co, that apparently Labour's female MPs are particularly angry, which you can understand, and they might go and give Keir Starmer a little tap on the shoulder and tell him to jog on. The Telegraph. Rayner tilt at number 10, hit by tax inquiry. And that's another angle to all of this, isn't it? It's all very well and good Angela Rayner piping up on the front of the Daily Mail. I'm ready to go. Let's have it. Come on then, bring it on, Keir, if you think you're hard enough. Well, what about the tax inquiry? Are they going to lurch from one scandal to the next? Obviously, the other likely lad is Wes Streeting, but, you know, he's furiously deleting pictures of himself with Mandelson at the moment.
Not just Mandelson, either.
No. OK. All right, let's go to the Times. PM labelled gullible and weak over Mandelson. Like I said before, he's been called much worse than that. And the Mirror, Keir and present danger. Good headline, this, from the Daily Mirror. They're saying that, yeah, basically, that he's probably on the way out. The Daily Express, I must say, go for a slightly left field front page, given everything that's going on. Not that it isn't important. Daily statins safe for millions more to take. Millions more people can safely be given statins. OK, good. I mean, I can think of one bloke who needs them. Starmer. The Sun. On me red Sun. Rooney's lad, Kai, 16, offered a Manchester United deal. Good. I mean, do you know, I'll be on the back page, though. You know, again, with everything going on. Hey, look, who am I to criticise The Sun or people much more powerful than me? Anyway, let's go to my panel on this. And let's start with the Daily Mail's front page. So, Angela Rayner has told friends that she's ready to go. She's going to launch a leadership campaign. The former Deputy Prime Minister, who has quietly amassed a £1 million war chest, gave Keir a bloody nose, and she's now ready to go. OK, all right then. Joanna, what do you make of this?
I mean, we could have seen this coming. There were story after story in the earlier days of this week just saying about how Rayner was very much ready, and backbenchers are obviously very fond of her. We always knew that the membership was always very fond of her. People were very sad to see her leave. And now, all of a sudden, Starmer is in the hottest water that he's ever seen in his life. And, of course, the only person gearing up is Rayner. It won't be Wes Streeting, just because he's nearly about to lose his seat. We don't know that in the May election, but he only won by a small majority.
Yeah.
And Rayner is the next person that everybody really, really likes. Again, as we've seen in the other front pages, her tax receipts are a big issue, and she had the massive scandal, so we'll see what happens. But, I mean, Wednesday at PMQ, she was sitting behind Starmer, and she looked very, very confident. She is basically rallying these backbenchers, and she looks very strong right now. She is in a very, very good position, and I would, if I was Starmer, I would be extremely scared of her.
Well, she must be quite confident. If we compare what's on the Mail to what's on the Telegraph, which is Rayner's tilt at number 10 hit by tax inquiry, former Deputy Prime Minister could have to wait for HMRC investigation if Starmer quits. Reading between the lines here, Archie, I think she must be quite confident.
She must be.
Going to get off.
Are we not seeing both camps briefing in real time here? I mean, is she not going, or her people going to the Mail saying, look, I've got £1 million, I'm ready, warning shot to Keir Starmer, and then Starmer's people are going, ha ha, look at her tax return. And so we're kind of seeing this play out in the media in real time. I think in terms of reform, the current leaders of the polls' success, Angela Rayner is a real threat. I think she has got that kind of charisma and charm that Farage has done so well off the back of. So I think if I was a Labour Party member, I'd be thinking this is probably quite good news. And, you know, Jeffrey Epstein has got rid of yet another wrong-un in the form of Keir Starmer. How many more to go?
What do you make of the potential of a Rayner tilt?
Well, I mean, clearly, if there is a leadership contest, she'd be a very serious candidate. The tax questions need to be settled, but, you know, it's been going on for, you know, ever and a day, and one would hope it will be sorted out as soon as possible. And clearly she'll have a lot of support. I think there will also be a bit of a feeling, particularly in the Parliamentary Party, that Labour's never had a female leader, let alone a female Prime Minister. The Conservatives have had 3, all of whom were Prime Ministers.
2.5, really, I think.
Well, I was being nice and generous, but, you know...
If she lives to 90, Liz Truss will spend more time at the Senate than she did as Prime Minister.
Yeah, compared to 0. So then there will be a feeling that, you know, particularly in light of what's happened, that the boys' club needs to be broken up. Obviously, there'll be some people who think that Rayner's policies may tilt too left-wing to get people elected. She's certainly got more personality and empathy than, you know, most politicians.
Right, OK, let's just bring up The Independent, because, Joanna, so far, I think it's important now, we are, like... Oh, well, I don't know, what are we now? 48 hours, all rolled into one for me, really, but like 48 hours on from the absolutely whopping great big Mandelson, like, blow-up, right? And so far, Keir Starmer has done absolutely nothing about it other than go to Hastings today and say sorry, OK? So he said, I'm sorry for believing Mandelson's lies, so distancing himself from the fact that we all know that he knew that Mandelson had a continued relationship with the world's most notorious paedophile, and he said, go on then, do you want to be US ambassador? So there is that. He's not sacked his chief of staff or his top aide, whatever Morgan McSweeney is.
Biggest liability, that's probably the title I'd give him right now.
He's obviously not resigning. He's obviously not taking any accountability for it. He tried to actually cover up the release of all of these things initially and wanted to redact a load of them. Keir Starmer hasn't actually done anything about this yet, has he?
Exactly. And I think as this week has played out, it's been so obvious that Keir Starmer is so interested in keeping himself in power rather than actually taking accountability. It took Wednesday PMQs for Kemi to badger him again and again and ask him the same question again and again. Did you know? Finally, yes. All the people in the benches behind him, hands folded, like arms folded, everyone not looking pleased whatsoever. And you're saying sorry now. I mean, well, it's a little too late. Again, it's time to pay the piper.
But he knows what's coming, because the humble address meant that we're going to see all the documentation, particularly about Trump and the communication between Starmer and Mandelson.
There are loads of forces at play here. It's your relationship with Trump, it's you being PM, it's also having your chief of staff, it's having loads of other people in your cabinet affected. You've reshuffled before again, and now you're about to do it another time into your premiership. We have never seen a run like this ever before. So you look extremely weak. You're shaking at PMQs, expecting the Tory party to feel sorry for you. No one's feeling sorry for you. You had advice from multiple different sources telling you, look, this guy is wrong'un, he's not okay, you should think twice about this, and he still appointed him. I don't care really if Morgan McSweeney
I don't think the public cares. I don't think the public care about this bloke called Morgan McSweeney.
Exactly.
So he sounds like a character from a musical about barbershops, doesn't he?
This is.
As a former Labour advisor, are you proud of the Prime Minister at the moment? I mean, where are you at with him? Are you pleased that he's Prime Minister?
I mean, I think that I want to see all the documents come out, Archie, and I want to see exactly what was said.
What a non-answer that is from a lefty, loser lefty in the corner. Non-answer. This is the thing, right? If people like you can't come on shows like this...
What's going on tonight?
No, but if... he had his Weetabix, but if people like you can't come on shows like this and defend him, therefore we know there really is no defence, right? If you can't sit here and give me a robust defence as to why Keir Starmer's appointment of Mandelson was OK and why you believe that he was genuine when he said he believed Peter Mandelson, if you can't do that, then we know he's toast. Because even the people paid to defend him can't defend him.
I'm certainly not paid by the Labour Party.
No, but you know what I mean. That's why you're here. That's your background and expertise.
So look, I mean, I think the thing is he was clearly lied to, as were the security services, as were the senior civil servants. But there were things that were already in the public domain and which they knew, and he took that decision, and he'll be responsible for that decision when the full briefing comes out.
I will say only 3.5 million pages are out. There's about 6 million pages. So, I mean, if we think we're in hot water now, I'm really sorry.
And we don't know whose name's going to feature, do we? It could be anybody.
It's great news for commentators
we know that our Prime Minister and his cabinet are mentioned, and someone really close to him is mentioned. So we've got to think about what's happening here.
And we could see people from the Tory cabinet come out.
We could see a lot of things.
Bring it to the mirror, if we can. If we can have a look at the mirror, because look,
can we not go on to statins now?
Well, no.
Shall we go on to
It's funny you say that, because actually I had a little bit of a pop at the mirror yesterday, because well, look, don't get me wrong, I'm not diminishing the sad passing of a snooker hero, but with everything blowing up about the Mandelson fight, they did choose to lead on basically what was an obituary for a snooker player, which I think was an important story, maybe not front page news given everything going on. However, today, the Daily Mirror, Keir and present danger, Starmer's survival battle. And what I think is fascinating today is that Keir Starmer has basically, in order to try to save himself, Archie, has thrown the security services under the bus.
Yeah.
He blamed the security services. So he's saying, Mandelson lied to me. The security services let me know. Well, who's that? Is that MI5? Is it MI6? We also know, I mean, currently, former SAS commanders are thinking of taking the Prime Minister to court because they say that they don't like the way he's treating veterans. So he's basically lost the military, he's lost the intelligence services, he's lost his MP.
Once he loses the BBC, he really hasn't got any. He's got nothing, has he? That's all that's left. What I do find interesting about all of the figures involved in this huge scandal is I think the greatest lie told is let's talk about or think about the victims. I don't think one of these men, and it is men, actually have thought about the victims. I don't think Keir Starmer thought about the victims once today. I think he's thought about his political survival. I don't think Peter Mandelson thought about the victims once. I think he's thought about his survival. I don't think Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. It's one of these sort of lies. They feel they have to say it because a PR advisor tells them to, and it makes them sound fluffy and nice, like they may not be as evil as they are. I don't think they've given a second thought to the victims. I should think there's no way in the meetings in Downing Street this morning they went, OK, so Keir, so we're going to discuss your political survival, but first of all, should we have a minute's silence of the victims? Never mentioned. It's all survival mode now, and they'll throw anyone under the bus in order to do so, but that's politics.
Is it? Well, first, is that true? But also, is it not a bit... It's quite unprecedented, I think, for a serving Prime Minister to try to blame the security services for something, really.
Well, I think we have seen it in the past where, people have acted on the intelligence they were given. I mean, the Iraq War dossier, etc., and probably a can of worms that we don't want to...
that was an own goal for me there. Blimey, right. Great example, Matt.
Brave. Can I just say, on a lighter note, everything happens in Hastings, because the Edstone happened in Hastings as well.
And of course...
You're responsible for
I wasn't responsible, I was there. I'm a current senior minister...
Sorry, like Jeremy Corbyn at a Hamas funeral. I was present, but not involved.
I'll be absolutely... I'll own up to a lot of mistakes in my life, but I was there for the two kitchens as well.
And do you know,
I was more responsible
at the
for.
Ivy Chelsea Garden restaurant on the King's Road in London, there is a replica of the Edstone, which was auctioned off by the Conservative Party for funds and was bought by the owner of the Ivy. You can see it in the restaurant.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, you'll be pleased to know that when we come back, we actually have some quotes from a Labour minister and some Labour MPs about how they currently feel about the Prime Minister. Be interesting to see whether or not he survives the next couple of days, won't he? And I can't wait for the leaks to come out about this meeting at Chequers. We're going to talk about this. So is he there now with these MPs?
I think they've gone home now, but he was there this evening. My understanding.
So this evening, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has been at his country pile with a load of Labour MPs and their partners, right?
Making small talk.
Desperately trying to make small talk.
What have you been up to this week?
To be a fly on the wall. Everything's going really well, isn't it, guys?
I've asked for some reports, but people are not speaking.
Really. We're going to talk about that, obviously, because that's hilarious, but we're also going to talk about the fact that the NHS is now recruiting special inbreeding nurses for Bradford. So that's magnificent, isn't it? If only there was another solution there to maybe tell them to not... Anyway, I'm a dreamer. All of that's next.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints. How many fingers have I got up?
About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
It does feel like a bit of a bonus Olympics, I didn't necessarily believe I'd be still competing at 39, but obviously still able to do it. So looking forward to going into my last games, my fifth one, and give it my all once more for our nation.
What is it feels it more than anything else? I mean, imagine when I watch slalom, I'm thinking of the knees. Is that the thing? Because especially being the age or as young as you are, is that the thing that usually goes? Because everything looks pretty good at the moment, Dave.
No, I think it's more my hairline than anything. The stress
is it the worry? Is that what it is?
On the old scalp. No, I'm very fortunate that my body's really good. Sit here with no pain, so that's why I can still do it. That's why I can still train hard. And the mental side of it's tough, being away from the family, but otherwise, all good.
It's a real, I would imagine, this is as someone who's dabbled in ski. I love watching ski. Me and Eamon have spoken about it, from watching Ski Sunday with David Vine back in the day, and I remember Ingemar Stenmark, etc., doing the slalom. It's a very technical event, I would imagine. It's not like the downhill where you just fly down. It's both. You've got to cover both. So the adrenaline, I guess, can help, but being technical, you've got to be thinking the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what people sometimes don't understand is we don't get to practice the course before. We have half an hour to inspect. No, we have half an hour to inspect 75 gates. We have to memorise all the terrain, all the different obstacles along the way, and then we have to race it full gas from the first time we push out the gate. So it's very mentally demanding, and I call it the intensity of focus. That has to be absolutely on point.
GB News, the People's Channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Welcome back. So, let's just round off what is a sensational set of front pages for anyone who hates the Prime Minister. And,
so, everyone.
Let's start with The Guardian, OK, this round. Starmer in appeal to Labour MPs as pressure grows for number 10 reset. So it's The Guardian's front page. And Matthew Lazar is going to tell us what has happened this evening involving the Prime Minister, a load of Labour MPs, their spouses, and a country house.
Well, yes, so I heard a couple of weeks ago that the Prime Minister's doing these kind of regular at-homes, you know, checkers with...
Through the Keir hole.
With groups of Labour MPs to try and, you know, after some of the disputes with the backbenchers, to try and make people feel more involved, feel they're being listened to. And my understanding was tonight was one of those. The FT's reporting that chili is normally served and that Ibiza-style chill-out tunes are normally played. But I couldn't. That's the.
So just so we're clear, because this is nuts. And so it appears that tonight, in the grip of the biggest scandal since Profumo, possibly bigger, Keir Starmer, right now, will be probably washing up a vat of homemade chili,
bopping some Ibiza
listening
tunes.
to Ibiza,
and there'll be a vegan one as well.
Listening to listening to Ibiza house music and asking his wife, "Well, I think that went well with all the Labour MPs."
Well, literally, he has got such little self-awareness. That's exactly what it'll be. You can just envisage it, can't it? His wife glumly scrubbing what's left of the pot, the Ibiza tunes in the background, the two, whatever, you know, all this. I mean, Lord Ali is kind of coming to, you know,
Anyone need a suit? Anyone need a suit?
Anyone need a suit?
Tickets for Harry Styles.
Yeah, free gear care. It's the end of days. Maybe the truth is he knows he's out. Checkers his grace and favour, and he's going to use it before he's lost it.
It was arranged beforehand, to be fair.
Well, he was going anyway. I'd like to apologise. I'm sweating more than Randy Mandy probably is right now, hence why I've had to take my jumper off. So sorry for my.
That's all right. OK, so presumably tomorrow we're going to be getting leaks about what's happened here. I mean, it's one of the MPs, by the way, or it's actually a minister who is quoted in the Times. I think says that I don't have any trust in him anymore. We don't have any faith. His position's untenable. So presumably that person was not invited to Chequers. But that's going to be all.
Backbenchers only, I understand.
It's backbenchers only.
Backbenchers. Well, he has to win them over. Yeah. So, you know, of course he's going to cook them the best meal they can ever ask for and play him some really good tunes. I think...
This is ridiculous.
Starmer is genuinely on, like, he is scrambling now. He is in really hot water. I don't understand what he could do to actually win everyone over. This particular scenario, I know we've gone over it a million times, but realistically, he has disregarded advice not to hire someone who has known connections with a a paedophile.
Not just any paedophile.
No, one of the most notorious.
Yeah, no, he is the best paedophile. I mean,
I wouldn't.
No, but if we're in that game, he was.
The interviews are out, and he's
like
saying which category he is. Regardless, the photos are clear for everyone to see. It's people not even don't even care about politics. Any poll will tell you that they are keeping up with the scandal.
This is interesting. YouGov did a poll. This has cut through.
Yeah.
This has.
What was it? 94% of people are aware of this scandal.
Yeah. 94%. And also,
the other 6% are Keir Starmer.
I obviously work in politics. I have my personal life. Every social media I own, this is cutting through.
It's partly because he's a famous politician in his pants. I mean, we love it.
His name recognition is massive compared to most people who don't know who
his name recognition, all right, yeah.
He's done for, and also...
Therefore they know what's happened to him.
Yeah. I mean, it's like sometimes they're just in plain sight, aren't they? Like, you know those people that you look at and you're like, gosh, there's something of the night about you. And then it turns out there is. You know, it's not like... It's like, oh, yeah, it turns out that...
I'd be very... genuinely, warning to us all, I think he's in a lot of trouble. I think there is Randy Mandy. I think it could be arrested. It could be arrested. He could genuinely go to court. We've got to be careful on contempt stuff.
Standing.
I mean,
they have said they're going to launch an investigation.
I think we could see Lord Mandelson spending next Christmas in a little corner of Wandsworth.
Well, let's see.
Obviously,
I am now at pains to say that Lord Mandelson has not been charged with anything. He denies vehemently, the notoriously litigious Lord Mandelson vehemently denies any serious wrongdoing, and we will have to wait and see what happens.
And of course, he's never lied before.
OK, right.
Can I just say on the chilly night?
Depends whether or not you're going to make this worse.
No, I'm going to make it better.
OK, good.
You know, Angela Rayner, of course, is famous as a bit of an Ibiza DJ. I've just had this image of her in disguise on the decks, and then she suddenly takes the disguise off and goes, "I'm here."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Banana Republic, scum. Anyway, so that's just a famous one for the Puritans there. So let's move on to another story that is nuts. So the Daily Telegraph is reporting an NHS hospital trust has recruited a nurse to support families whose parents are close relatives. Bradford Teaching Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust advertised the position for a close relative marriage neonatal nurse and midwife. The job description said the successful candidate would provide comprehensive care and support for families who have recently had a baby and are close relatives, cousins, uncles, aunts, or other closely related family members. Now, Joanna, you were saying in the break...
Just before we get serious, can I just say Archie's used to this because he's a member of the aristocracy and they've been doing it for centuries.
Get your jokes out. Yeah, it's fine. I've got 10 fingers and 15 million. Yeah,
10 fingers is the normal amount of fingers.
Exactly, so it's fine.
Oh, right.
You've got 15 million quid.
It's a lame attempt to say that cousin marriage is OK because I'm the... Talk about the news. There's a...
Joanna, you are all over the details.
Can I get in here? So, obviously, all of this is illegal. Yet we are pursued by stories saying that taxpayers are paying for nurses to counteract these issues because it's illegal and it's still happening. So essentially it's decriminalised because there are no consequences for people that break the law these days. That's fine. 1 in 6 kids in Bradford are actually born to cousin parents.
What do you mean by... Is that first cousin?
Listen,
We're splitting hairs here.
Are you... Yeah... At what point are they cousins?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Because when we talk about banning cousin marriage, we're talking about first cousin. Because people, I mean, they're not defending theirs. My great grandparents were third cousins. So
right, I'm going to continue with my numbers. I'm going to continue with my argument.
So my point is, I just want to clarify what we mean by this.
Well, I think John probably means first cousins. But carry on.
Yes, right. So 23% of those children are born with disabilities, which means NHS taxpayers are looking after them. OK.
Yeah.
And then also we have the issue of the Daily Mail last year, October, basically said that more of these people, more of these kids, more of these families are more likely to claim benefits. So that's the investigation that they did. So not only is it illegal and we are paying for it, we are seeing the consequences in real time where 1 in 6 kids, this is happening. So that's a lot of kids in Bradford. Yeah. So it's a real issue that's happening with the majority of people. And then also, it's not to say that, oh, well, we're using a scientific kind of argument that people, we can't see evidence for. We are seeing evidence. Yeah. 23% of them are being born disabled in some capacity. And again, we have a sickness epidemic where loads of people are claiming benefits, and we're just making it worse by not already enforcing the law.
No, I feel incredibly sorry for the kids, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I 100% blame the parents.
Of course, they didn't ask.
I 100% blame the parents. And we're paying for it, right? It would be a different thing if it was like, well, it wasn't costing the taxpayer any money and, that would be one thing. I'd still be dead against it on account of all the disabled kids. But, it is also costing the taxpayer a shed ton of cash.
Yes.
Well, what do you make of this, Larsa?
Well, I mean, look, joshing with Archie aside, I think it's really shocking. I mean, I think they are they're really, really depressing statistics. I mean, 46% of mothers in 3 inner-city Bradford wards from the Pakistani community were married to a first or second cousin.
46% of
in the 3 most inner-city Bradford wards.
And presumably, if this carries on generationally,
and second,
but it carries on generationally, this problem gets much. If the disabled kids then end up marrying and
I'm sorry, but that's absolutely disgraceful, isn't it? That is not.
And it doubles your chances of recessive.
It's cruel.
Recessive disorder.
But that's not integration either, is it? I mean, that's the other angle to this. Where's the assimilation into British culture? And obviously people do go on about the aristocracy, fine. But we did kind of get over that, right?
Of course.
We've moved on, right? And, but not... Not in those parts of
what's
Birmingham.
extraordinary is that the quote is from I think this is from the job spec, says that the close relative nurse is responsible for working with, quotes, at-risk families practising close relative marriage to encourage a greater level of genetic testing. You might think it should be better to encourage people not to do it.
Just before we go to Archie on this, sorry, but one thing that started for me here, Joanna, we're not actually just talking about first cousin marriage here, are we? We are talking about fathers and daughters.
Yeah.
What?
So this is something that the NHS actually does have numbers for, that we can't exactly. So looking into it, they do have specific classifications for each kind of relation as to how a child is born. And it's every relation under the sun. So father, daughter, father, cousin, like cousin, all the kind of...
all the greatest hits.
Yeah, all the greatest hits, all the kind of combinations you could think of. That actually does exist. Like, we're not exaggerating here.
Yeah. Sort of.
The numbers might not be in the millions, don't get me wrong, but this is a growing issue that we should pursue, and they should release numbers.
And they won't release the numbers?
They won't release the numbers.
And am I right in just... sorry to go crudely to the politics of this, because obviously there are victims in it as well, but the reason that Starmer is not banning this... But is banning social media, and is banning vaping, and is banning this, that, and everything else, is because he thinks he's going to lose the Muslim vote. Is that what we think?
Well, I would be interested to see...
Can anyone give me any other reason?
What the reaction is to this particular... go back to the story, to the particular appointment of this particular nurse. I wonder if the job ad may be pulled in the next 24 hours.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't stop the problem, does it? It's we'll just hide the job advert, or we'll just in-house recruit an incest nurse for Bradford.
Also, the biggest thing is that they're mitigating the issue in on itself. They aren't saying this is illegal, we've said it should stop. They are actually just saying, OK, well, we'll deal with it and we'll give them support, and then that's it.
All right. OK, good. Unless you happen to be in Bradford, in which case I'm deeply sorry. But coming up, President Trump endorses the Prime Minister's Chagos deal. We're going to go live to Washington for the latest. And something is happening in the crotch area for Olympic skiers. All of that can be your way, quite literally in one case. Very soon.
Good evening. This is your latest Met Office weather update for GB News. Plenty more wet weather to come as we go through the rest of today and into tomorrow. Also, some significant hill snow building up over some northern parts. At the moment, we have low pressure to the southwest of us, and it's this that's bringing some fairly strong winds coming in from the east, particularly across northern areas. And we have colder air here as well, which is why we're readily seeing some snow building up over the hills and mountains of northern England and parts of Scotland. Could cause some disruption with several centimetres lying in some places. Otherwise, it is looking cloudy and wet for many of us. With that, then, temperatures not dropping a huge amount towards the south, but across northern areas, a few degrees lower than last night. Could be a bit of frost around in some sheltered places away from those brisk winds coming in from the east, and where we get any clear skies. Through tomorrow morning, the brightest weather will be across western parts of Scotland. Cloudier, wetter and wintry further east. Meanwhile, it's a very wet start across much of Northern Ireland. The rain continuing to build up through the day, so we could see some problems. 60 to 80 millimetres perhaps of rain building up across some of the higher ground. Also a cloudy, wet start across much of England and Wales, and again in the southwest and across parts of Wales. We could see some impacts as a result of the heavy rain that we've seen through today and will continue into tomorrow. The rain actually across some parts of the southwest will become a bit more showery, so breaking up a little bit, some drier, perhaps even brighter spells, but with that, the potential for a few rumbles of thunder. Temperatures in the south look similar to today, maybe a degree higher, 12, maybe 13 Celsius possible, but further north, still a cold feel, especially with that brisk easterly wind. Then into Saturday, some brighter weather across some parts of northern England, eastern England as well at times, but otherwise again a lot of cloud and a lot of rain. The rain perhaps not as heavy as what we're seeing at the moment, but nonetheless it could cause some problems just because how wet the ground is. More cloudy, often wet weather to come as we go through the back end of the weekend and into next week. Bye-bye.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
All right, welcome back to Late Edition. Let's resurrect the front page of Friday's Times newspaper, because there is a story on there. It's quite interesting. Move out of Westminster or it'll take 60 years to repair, MPs are told. And this story is, the renovation of the Palace of Westminster will cost every taxpayer more than £1,000 and take 60 years to finish if MPs refuse to leave whilst it takes place. So, go on.
Well, I've just been, because I've been doing some work on this over the last year with one of the possibilities that would happen if they actually did bite the bullet and move out, because the place is falling down. We saw the mouse running behind Kemi in that video yesterday. I think that was in her office as leader of the opposition.
That was Mandelson.
Oh, bum. But it's absolutely ridiculous, because every minute that they stay, if the place is falling down, it wouldn't get a fire safety certificate, etc. if it was a normal building. And, you know, whatever we think of politicians, we don't want a Notre Dame style situation.
But they rebuilt that so fast.
Exactly. And what you could do is they could move out onto this fantastic thing on the water, which would replicate the two debating chambers and central lobby, and would be a British icon.
Wait, so they'd move onto the Thames?
Yeah, it would sit in the river.
Would that not block the Thames?
No, because there is
Are you lobbying on air here for one of your clients?
No,
this is what this sounds like.
Interest. And there is...
Wait, sorry, do you actually work for the person who wants to do that?
Yeah. We used to. I did say that. I said I've been working with.
This is absolutely egregious.
I told that my very first words.
Sorry, OK.
Matthew Larser provides great value to any of his clients.
And it might turn out to be a brilliant idea. Go on, what would you...
You wouldn't block the Thames because there is a secure zone.
He's trying to
where you can't have anything in the Thames because for safety it would go in that, so it wouldn't block any of the current river.
OK, and also, no, hang on a minute, because it's not...
I'm not going to give the website address.
Sorry, but it's not, which would be... No, it's not the worst idea in the world, is it? Because the alternatives would have to be...
Careful what you wish for, because, you know, if reform get in, I think we can see Lord Christys of wherever you live. And do you really want to be your tenure in the House of Lords not being in the old chamber?
Well, the alternative is the QE2 centre.
Can I just say one thing here? I'm happy to go on record about this, as I do not give a toss about the giant red leather care home that is the House of Lords. Right?
Really? Would you turn down a peerage?
I don't know if I'd turn down a peerage.
350 quid a day for the...
It's tax-free. And you get
free. Keep talking.
250 quid a day,
no,
tax-free.
350 quid a day.
350 quid a day when they're sitting. All you have to do is be seen by the doorkeepers. I spoke to a member of House of Lords last week. He told me his personal best, tube to tube, was 6.5 minutes. 350 quid.
And a lot of Archer's relatives used to be in there.
Patrick, tell me, would you like to be a member of the House of Lords?
I would love it. I've suddenly developed really strong feelings about the House of Lords and how it's a great thing.
It's a great
You'd like it when it temporarily has to go on the river, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, please show me your diagram again.
Yeah, I'm not very good at
And do visit www.matthewlarserconsulting.com, where he'll spell anything you want on GB News for money.
I'd be really keen to know what the viewers and listeners make of this. Do you want to spend £1,000 personally to refit the House of Lords, or do you want them to move somewhere, probably not the Thames, possibly like Birmingham, and do that? Can I also just say...
It's not just it's both chambers together.
Can I also just say, are we not being ripped off here? Classic.
This is the biggest story, by the way.
I speak to people who do things like they do things like electricity or whatever for the NHS, like their electricity for the NHS, and they have one price that they'll quote for, like, you and me, and then if it's a public body, they'll just treble it and they'll get the money, which is why it could cost us £15.6 billion.
This is the problem. You'll know more when you're Rob, but this is the problem.
So, government properties alone, obviously we have the kind of sympathetic view that we don't want our politicians in rundown buildings. We don't want to see videos of Kemi Badenoch with rats running behind her, of course. But government properties alone cost about £49 billion, and that's a stat from 2024. So we're not talking small sums, by the way. Rachel Reeves' black hole was £20 billion. So just put that in perspective. And also, we have a problem where 50% of them, these are stats that have been reported on, 50% of them are usually delayed. Lots of stories, I mean, some that I can bring to mind over the last 2 years whilst I've been working in politics is the Portcullis House. All the renovations that have been made there, millions. I mean, just the benches alone, curtains and
the olive
embassies.
trees.
So this is the atrium where MPs' offices are, just in case people aren't familiar with the lingo. Yeah,
we're just getting ripped off. So anytime a government or public body wants to do a renovation, it ends up costing us.
Someone's making a huge amount of money out of this, and I'll bet you it's Peter Mandelson. That would be a nice turnout for the books, wouldn't it?
Can I say he has no link to my...
Yeah.
Well, just technically, because he was in the House of Lords.
Yes. I believe he never took the money.
Is he a client of yours as well? What? This is amazing. You should be. They should make you like NASCAR drivers. Have all your clients written on your like an F1 driver, so we know who's paying you. That'd be a nice way of.
Always declaring interest.
Transparency.
Also, to be fair, genuinely not the worst idea in the world. Like if you just do.
And it was first revealed on GB News. We first revealed it on GB News on Tom Harwood's show.
There you go. Okay, fantastic.
Because you're good at your job.
Right. Okay. Well, I've been looking forward to this. We've got this next.
Ski jumpers are now thinking about enlarging their genital areas by injecting hyaluronic acid. Again, the idea is it improves the dynamics and allows ski jumpers to go further.
Right. Well, I'm going to hand over because I'm obviously off to buy whatever type of acid that was. Don't ask why. See you next. Bye.
I forecast a perfect holiday in the sun.
Weather looking good then?
For sure, and no worries about our travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
There's more very heavy rain to come across parts of Spain and Portugal and North Morocco as we head into the weekend. Strong winds continue to be an issue here as well. A bit breezy in the Canaries, but plenty of sunshine here. Things turning a bit brighter in Catalonia, but there's that next zone of wet weather coming into Spain and Portugal. Showery for Italy and some heavy showers for Croatia and the mainland of Greece as well. Generally dry in Cyprus with some hazy sunshine here. The Canaries remain the place to be for dry, sunny weather this weekend.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
We're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates, 5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5. You got me. You got me good there. Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah. Uncensored.
Very, very, very easy tonight.
On the unpredictable.
What did she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News, the People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
Welcome back. So, anti-doping chiefs at the Winter Olympics are ready to investigate extraordinary suggestions that ski jumpers are gaining a performance advantage by deliberately enlarging their penises. Reports in the German newspaper Bild have raised fears that professional ski jumpers professional ski jumpers are enlarging their genitalia by injecting. Now, it's called hyaluronic acid. They're injecting it into their crotch to boost their dimensions. Now, this could be highly significant in ski jumping because apparently that would permit the jumpers to wear a larger suit, which would in turn improve their flight lift and thus their overall distance. That's their story, and they're sticking to it. A study in the journal Frontiers
Great name for a journal.
For every 2 centimetre increase in the circumference of a ski suit, there is corresponding increase in the lift of 5% reduction of drag to foot. Basically, I think you can just fly further in the air on account of a larger willy.
Matthew, you've used this particular drug for
I have not,
so
Archie. I don't even know what it is.
How does it work?
I don't even know what it is, Archie. You were telling us you were going to give us an expert. You should do a diagram.
Do know. So you inject it into your penis, and your penis will grow by up to 2 or 3 centimetres. It's like,
don't do that, Archie. Don't do that.
OK, I'm amazed we kept him on camera. Cheers, guys. Right, slightly against my better judgment. Joanna, is there anything you'd like to say about the ski jump?
I don't know if I can really comment on this. Do you know, it just goes to show that athletes will do absolutely anything, even though it doesn't sound great.
Yes.
I think it's really, you know, we're publicising this, and I'm actually cheating.
It's used in cheating a lot.
Cheating.
What would Eddie Eagle Edwards have said back in the day?
He would have said, mine's big enough, lads. And then done it anyway, I think.
I'd be really scared that if this becomes like the kind of new Ozempic for men, do you know? You know, bad ideas.
Well, I don't know.
In the
I'm kind of in favour of it.
Archie's googling it and trying to order something on the dark web.
He was doing that in the break,
on the
so quite scared.
There's something I don't understand about this, and I'm just going to level with you, right? Maybe everyone at home now is like, oh, I understand it completely, because if you do this, then you get this amount of drag and everything like that. But if all you want to do is to be able to wear a bigger ski suit, surely you can enlarge. any part of your body.
No, it's because of the aerodynamic around the crotch area, because your legs are asunder, as they say. So that has an impact on the flight. I'm sorry for the hand signals this evening, but that has an impact on the flight zone. So it's not just about making your waist bigger, it's specifically about the penis area.
That. So far the Winter Olympics has been hit by a scandal that I think it's like British lugers or something have had slightly dodgy helmet.
Oh, God.
I didn't.
Slightly dodgy helmet.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
It's all over.
I'm sorry.
It's all over.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
I was going to say headgear.
They're headgear.
Can we go to America, please? This is Ben Leo waiting for something a bit more sensible before we all lose our jobs.
I mean, it's the thing that's happening. It's a genuine Olympics. Have we got the video of this?
We got Bev to save us.
Can we
What, are we going to see someone inject some of this acid?
Video because it was raised at a press conference. It was raised at a press conference earlier on today.
It's a big story.
And it was actually put to someone about why on earth skiers are doing this. I mean, they say it's fine margins in sport.
It's hard to understand. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've got the clip. It'd be really lovely if we had. No. OK, fine. Good. Well, there we go. Well,
you got to grips with that story.
Do you know
These
which
are
national...
people's livelihoods. I'm just going to say, if you're an athlete, this is exactly their livelihood. So, of course, we've seen instances in the past where people using, like, doping and, like, all sorts of other performance-enhancing drugs. I think, obviously, this is a very funny case. But, again, this is them using things to perform at their jobs. So, like, it is very funny, but also not out of the ordinary, where if it's going to be a tiny margin... You're sometimes looking at, like, milliseconds in order to win
So millimetres could lead to milliseconds.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and that's the perfect line.
And I'm sorry about this. I don't know whether or not this is actually illegal. So I don't know if this is actually illegal, right?
That's what they're figuring. That's what they're trying
to figure out.
Well, it's new technology all the time. This is the thing.
Well, if it's not illegal, should we play the clip? Let's play the...
Ski jumpers are now thinking about enlarging their genital areas by injecting hyaluronic acid. Again, the idea is it improves the dynamics and allows ski jumpers to go further.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
I want to know are there any particular national, nations that are doing this over others?
I could make some guesses of the nations that would need it most.
No, let's not go down that route. Let's round you up with the papers
Polish you off.
Friday morning.
Archie, stop.
The Daily Mail. Raina, I'm ready to go. So am I. I'm ready to go. She is about to launch a leadership campaign. The Independent Prime Minister, I'm sorry for believing Mandelson's lies. The Metro, PM battles survival. The Guardian, Starmer in appeal to Labour MPs as pressure grows for number 10 reset. The iPaper, Labour's women in grey suits are apparently going to be sent to number 10 to tell the Prime Minister to resign. The Daily Telegraph, Raina tilt at number 10, hit by tax inquiry. The Times, the Prime Minister labelled, quotes, gullible and weak over Mandelson. The Mirror, Keir in present danger. The Daily Express, daily statins are safe for millions more to take. And The Sun, it is Wayne Rooney's son, Kai, who's 16 years old, has apparently been offered a deal by Manchester United. So there we go. Right, thank you very much to our wonderful panel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to every single one of you at home, wherever you are, who have suffered through this. You'll be pleased to know it's over. We go now to America for Bev Turner with The Late Show Live.
Thank you, Patrick. Well, that all took a bit of a strange turn, didn't it? Nobody's expecting that at the end of the show. Right, what are we going to be talking about? Obviously, Mandelson, Starmer, all roads to every story seem to lead back to Washington, D.C. at the moment, don't we? We're now hearing that actually the White House had taken one look at the appointment of Mandelson and said to the Labour government, "Are you mad? And if so, what does that mean?" See you in a minute.
We want you to set off on the destination of your dreams this year, as you could win an incredible holiday for two worth £10,000. Courtesy of Riviera Travel, you'll get to choose from 47 tours in over 30 worldwide destinations. We'll also give you £30,000 in tax-free cash to make sure you really make a splash this summer.
For a chance to win, text WIN to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225 25. 5 entries cost £5 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB19 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 27th of February. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Do you trust what you're being told? Good, because neither do I.
Those are just facts.
I'm Alex Armstrong, and on my show, we'll expose the spin.
Well, I want to answer that because you didn't let me last time, because you always speak over me.
The broken promises.
To deny that is denying the truth.
And the hypocrisy.
We can allow. You think we can allow?
Politics, policy, parliament. Nothing is off limits. No sugarcoating, no fear of offence, just the truth laid bare. Tune in every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. for Alex Armstrong Tonight, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for